my beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa and I, and I would like to welcome you into the fam. So today, your favorite tarot reading 90s pop star unicorn mom is back to bring you divine messages from your angels. Because in today's pick a card reading, we're going to be figuring out exactly what urgent messages that your angels have for you. But before I get into the 4 groups that I have prepared for you, I have the most exciting announcement to date. Today is also the official launch day of my very own tarot deck. And I'm so excited to present this to you guys. This has been so long in the making. And having the opportunity to publish my very own tarot deck is a dream come true. And it's all thanks to each and every one of you, and that's why this deck is dedicated to you. I named it the Gentle Heart Tarot Deck because it's dedicated to all of my kind-hearted souls out there. This is a dedication to all of my HSPs, my highly sensitive people, to all of my empaths, to everyone out there who can relate to the struggles of having a gentle and very empathetic and compassionate heart, but at the same time also the beauty that comes with it, being given the privilege to feel all of the cozy warm feels that we do. So you guys really were at the core of my inspiration when creating this deck, from the gentle colors, the fact that it is called the Gentle Heart Tarot, to all of the different depictions, and also in ensuring that this deck is all inclusive of ages, genders, hair textures, skin tones. I wanted to make sure that each and every one of you from the Unicorn fam feels included and feels as though you see yourself depicted within this tarot deck. So as you've already seen, this is what the deck looks like. So when you open it up, it comes with a magnet box, and it has a lot of beautiful rose gold details about it. And that is also one of the reasons why I decided to self-publish this deck. I wanted to be in 100% control over the quality and all of the beautiful details that I wanted to make a part of this. So there are lots of rose gold details on here from the sides of this booklet. So this is my deck, so it's already like a little bit dented, but as you can see, it has this beautiful rose gold all over the side to the cards. Okay, and the cards are amazing quality. That was really one of the most important things to me, because I wanted to make sure that if you have this deck in your collection, that it lasts, that it's something that you can show off for years to come. So the sides of this deck are completely coated in this beautiful rose gold color. This is what the back of the deck looks like. And as I already mentioned, there are lots of little rose gold details throughout the entire deck and packaging. So let me show you, like for instance, on the inside of the box, I'm loved, I'm worthy, some affirmations that you can look at every time you use your tarot deck. And with beautiful rose gold details all over, because I wanted to ensure that each and every one of you feels all of the thought and love that I've put into this in order to create something beautiful. So I will officially be using my very own tarot deck for the first time in this video, so that will give you an idea of what the cards look like. But there are also a ton of photos on my website, and by the time of me publishing this video, there will be pictures on my brand's Instagram as well as my own Instagram, where I teased the launch of this deck. So if you're curious to see even more of the cards before ordering, please make sure that you check out all the socials, because I made sure to take photos of lots of the cards. And I almost forgot to mention that it of course comes with a guidebook that is written by me. So each card received its own page where I explain its meaning upright as well as reversed, and this little guidebook is of course in full color with more rose gold details, because you know that the Unicorn Mom would never cheap out on you. And it's just beautiful. I mean, who doesn't like to look at vibrant colors while learning the meanings of their cards? And lastly, I would like to show you how the deck arrives when you order it from my website, which is Bolife Switzerland. And by the way, all of you who are enrolled in my course on how to become a great tarot reader, when I launched the course 2 weeks ago, there was an option for a mystery tarot deck. This is it. This is what you're going to receive in the post in just a few days. So this is what it looks like when you open it up. Everything is nicely packaged, because I know a lot of you live all across the globe, envelope, and I want to make sure that everything arrives beautifully. And I just absolutely love the iridescent packaging that everything from my store comes in, and I know that a lot of you reuse these boxes, which I really love. So you will receive a small velvet pouch like this, and that is because each tarot deck comes with a little rose quartz heart. Obviously, this is the Gentle Heart Tarot deck. So this is just a little free gift from me to you. And then you will, of course, also have your deck wrapped in a bigger velvet pouch, just to make sure that it is safe and protected. And this is, okay, this is what your deck looks like when you take it out. It is, of course, shrink wrapped. So I showed you my deck, but all of yours will come shrink wrapped. The cards are shrink wrapped as well as the box, just for extra protection and to make sure that none of the metallic rose gold features are scratched. So I only have very limited availability of the first edition of the Gentle Heart Tarot deck. So if you would like your copy, the link is down below in the description box. So make sure that you order your copy while it's still in stock. So just to make this abundantly clear, there is very limited and exclusive availability. I would not be shocked if it sells out pretty quick. So if you want your copy, make sure that you grab it now. But anyways, you guys, this is just the most exciting day of my life or whatever. But now let's get into the readings. So I have 4 groups available for you today, and the 4 groups that are going to help you receive your urgent angel messages are the following. We have the Amethyst representing group number 1. We have the Celestite representing group number 2. We have the Geode, which represents group number 3, as well as the Cognac Calcite, which represents group number 4. The timestamps to all 4 groups can be found down below in the description box, as well as pinned to the comment section. So all you need to do is click your timestamp and you'll be fast forwarded to your reading. So yeah, you guys, I'm so excited and over the moon. I can't wait to get into your readings so we can figure out exactly what angel messages that you must hear that are urgent for you. And it's just such an honor for me to be able to conduct these readings for you using my very own tarot cards. So I will be getting straight into it, starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the Amethyst, and to all of my other beautiful groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Amethyst, group number 1. Let's do a quick close-up of your stone, shall we? This is the beautiful Amethyst. I absolutely love this stone. This is a stone that helps bring out your psychic abilities as well as connect you to your intuition in a more intimate way. So now let's move into your reading to figure out exactly what urgent angel messages are present for you. So first off, we have the 7 of Diamonds as well as the Page of Swords. So group number 1, one thing that I can see here, especially in the Page of Swords, is that your angels are urgently trying to communicate to you to speak up and to no longer keep things held deep within you. I can see here within the 7 of Diamonds that is something that is slowing your progress financially as well as spiritually. So keeping a lot of things that you want to say, that you want to come clean about to yourself, and in a way just trying to not be sensitive or not cause a fuss. That is one thing that I see that your angels are trying to get you away from, allowing people to shame you for the fact that you are a sensitive human being, or the fact that you're not acting like a stereotype that they would expect you to act like. I can see here in the 7 of Pentacles, which is actually the exact same as the 7 of Diamonds, that again, when it comes to your career, when it comes to your financial situation, speaking up is what can really help you get to that next level and just grow financially and materially speaking, because after all, you've been working really hard on it. I can see here in the 3 of Wands as well as the Temperance card that it's all about shutting out negativity and self-limiting thoughts, beliefs, but also people. I can see here in the 3 of Wands that there is this sense of codependency when it comes to other people in your life. Just as you can see here, this connection from the navel, I can definitely see that this sense of responsibility that you may have for others is something that your angels want you to temper. Just like we're talking about here in Temperance, keeping everything within within a reasonable amount and within a reasonable kind of like extent or psychological impact, let's put it that way. So yes, of course, it's important to be there for friends and family, but at the same time, people can often take advantage of you and them knowing that you're somebody who is empathetic, who is maybe naturally an empath, someone who is very caring and compassionate. There are a lot of people who will take advantage of that and try to guilt trip you into doing things that just don't feel right. And that's maybe also why you chose the Amethyst group number 1, because you're being called by your angels to listen to your intuition. The amethyst is the stone that brings out intuition and allows you to truly align yourself with what your gut is trying to say to you. Next, we have strength. Now, group number 1, the strength card, is one that shows that it is time for you to stand up for yourself. It is time for you to be strong and to no longer worry about kind of like kicking up dust or making a fuss or what other people may think about your opinion. I see here in the 7 of Diamonds as well as the 7 of Pentacles that you sometimes are afraid that you're barking up the wrong tree, or that there may be repercussions in your professional life if you allow yourself to be outspoken and to say what's really going on. That is especially true when you're in a workplace that is toxic, or where there's bullying that's going on, or just overall other behavior that is really bad, really, to be around. There's no other way to say it. Really toxic, that has a very negative influence on not just your work performance, but on you in general. I can see here in the Ace of Crystals that it's time for a new age, group number 1. It's time for a new age for you. That is one thing that the Ace of Crystals is trying so desperately to communicate with you. So if you continuously see the number 1 or 111, do know here in the Ace of Crystals that the reason why you're consistently seeing this number, either like on your clock or when you're checking out somewhere, buying groceries, buying a coffee, whatever it is that you're doing, I want you to know here in the Ace of Crystals that this is how your angels are trying to communicate to you that it's time for you to turn the page and start a fresh chapter in your life. Next, we have the High Priestess. Now, group number 1, in the High Priestess, I can see here that aligning yourself with your beliefs is something that's really important, as well as no longer allowing people to silence you because of tradition or because of religion. There are often situations where people try to silence you, or people try to reason with you by saying, well, it's always been that way, or well, that's how it is in my religion. Well, religion as well as tradition does not excuse bad behavior. It does not excuse treating somebody badly. It does not excuse hurting another living being intentionally. So that is one thing that I see here in the High Priestess that you're kind of like standing up against, and that you're kind of needing to fight for. People taking responsibility for their actions and no longer getting away with things that you and they know that they should not be getting away with. Next, we have the Holy Spirit. So I can see here that your angels urgently want to communicate to you that love is something that you should focus on. While there is a lot of hurt, a lot of hate, a lot of difficulty in this world, the Holy Spirit is trying to communicate to you that miracles are something that are going to be occurring naturally within your life, group number 1. So no longer feel like you're just playing this waiting game, like you're just spending a lot of time trying to figure out when something good is finally going to happen. It is just around the corner. Allow it to happen naturally. I see here in Ice that we have magic that's manifesting. So your dreams, visions, and goals becoming a reality, but you have to stay focused. So do know that your angels are right here with you, and they're trying to say to you, hey, stay focused. Don't take your eye off the prize, and don't allow for people to confuse you or to put you into a space where your strength has been stripped away. You give people permission to strip your strength away. Never do that again, group number number 1. I can see here in Hilarion that this is all about divine healing. I see in Hilarion that your angels have this important message for you about honoring your sensitivity, retreating to recharge and to heal, especially if you've been in relationships with people who are very confrontational or with people who have very narcissistic tendencies, who maybe suffer from NPD. I do want you to know here that that can be really exhausting, but your light can support so many people who are grateful for you and everything that you do. You just need to make sure that you put your effort in a place where it is seen as such, and in a place where it is really cherished and people take it with grace. I can see here in Soul Expansion that your angels are trying to communicate to you, group number 1, that your consciousness is expanding and your connections between things are becoming more apparent. So for example, if you suffer from a lot of anxiety, all of a sudden you're making the connections that maybe this anxiety is coming from childhood trauma, or maybe this anxiety is coming because people around you have always fueled fear rather than supported you to be strong and independent. So group number 1, I can definitely see here that your angels want to communicate to you that you have everything that you need, and making these connections is something that's coming next alongside some miracles that you can expect. So the change is coming for you internally before it shows on the external plane, and this is definitely a time in which you have to free yourself from any guilt or any codependency that you feel with people around you or certain type of religious aspects or traditions. If it doesn't feel good in your heart, then it's not for you, and it's not something that you should force yourself to incorporate in your life or to embrace in your life, because that's just going to eat away at you and stifle you, really. It's not going to allow you to shine the way you should. Now, group number 1, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. If you did, leave a little lion emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that this is the group that you chose and that you made it to the end. Know that I'm sending you so many loving thoughts, and I'll see you in another one of my videos. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Celestite or Celestine, however you would like to say it. It goes by both names. So this is the beautiful crystal of your choice. It just comes in this really cute baby blue color, and this is a stone that helps calm you. This is a stone that helps ground you. So if you feel like anxiety is something that you struggle with a lot, Celestine is a great stone for you to take on board or into your crystal collection. So let's move into your reading to figure out what important messages are present for you. So we have the Chariot as well as the Wheel of Fortune. Now, group number 2, I do want you to know here in the Chariot that your angels have this important message for you that you need to keep it pushing. You need to keep moving. That is one thing that I see in the Chariot. Stand tall, stand proud. How are you looking at your screen right now? Where are your shoulders positioned? You know, how do you feel about yourself? Kind of bring your chest up, bring it out, bring your head high. Remind yourself of your self-worth and your value. Imagine yourself wearing this crown, just as this person here who is riding on their chariot. I do see here in the Wheel of Fortune that this is an overall good start to your reading and your messages, but at the same time in the Wheel of Fortune, your angels are trying to remind you that things that you have set in motion are going to manifest into reality. Now, if you set a lot of self-doubt in motion, then those fears will become a reality, okay? So if you constantly focus on what might happen to your job security, what might happen to a family member, what might happen to your love life, then that may just become a reality sooner rather than later, even though those thoughts are filled with fear, anxiety, trauma. But if you focus on the positives, if you put into motion action that is going towards what you want, that is going towards your dreams, then that is something that you're setting in motion as well, but something very positive that you don't want to control. You then just want to go with it, right? If you, for example, worked really hard on creating your own business and you set into motion this time of success, really, this period of everything going amazingly well for you. Why would you want to stop something so positive? You wouldn't, right? And one thing about the Wheel of Fortune is that once something is set in motion, whether positive or negative, it is hard to stop it. Some say it's impossible. So make sure that all of your energy and your movement is going forwards and not backwards into the past that you can't change anyways, that you can just replicate. Next, we have the Magician. So I do see here that your angels are trying to communicate to you to use every part of yourself that is a little creative, that is a little empathetic, that is emotionally intelligent. Use every little part of you in order to move forward, as it's all going to help you in some way, shape, or form. Some of us are very sensitive, and it can be difficult to deal with, but it can also really help us in many instances. Some of us are very creative, and yes, while being creative is often associated with being a dreamer, at the same time, you're able to create things that other people would never even think of. So use all of these things that could, of course, be challenges and difficulties. Use them in your favor and use them to show off how you're turning them into strengths. I have the 5 of Crystals next for you, group number 2. In the 5 of Crystals, the message that I'm receiving from your angels is the fact that you will have to fight through adversity. So there may be doubters, there may be naysayers, there may be some negative Nancys that may try to stop you from pushing forward, but just forget about them, okay? Do not pay them any mind, because a lot of people also do this in order to wear you down and strip you of your energy, so then you can no longer move forward. So don't entertain it. I do see here in the 7 of Cups that you have a ton of different choices. One of the choices is, of course, to focus on adversity and on challenges, but another one of your choices is to focus on freedom. Another one of your choices is to focus on going through transformation, on wealth, on emotional, physical, spiritual well-being. So do know here in the 7 of Cups that one of the urgent things that your angels are trying to communicate with you is to pick and choose things that you know in the grand scheme, the more they build up, the better they're going to become. So the more you focus on your physical well-being, the healthier you will be. So don't think to yourself, well, I'm only spending 5 minutes talking to this person who is really negative. Think of that accumulation. If you talk to them for 5 minutes, think about it if that would accumulate, because the Wheel of Fortune is all about an accumulation. And once that wheel is in motion, not being able to stop it. So make sure that even the smallest bit of time that you spend with another person or engaging in a certain topic, that if you think to yourself, if that were to accumulate into something big, would it be something that you want to set in motion, or would it be something that you would run from? That is one thing that you should be asking yourself, that your angels want you to do. Next, we have the Vessel. So I can see here that your angels are trying to get you to focus on your physical body a little bit more. That is one thing that I see in the Vessel. Group number 2, remind yourself of the fact that your physical body, that's the only one you're going to get. That is your house, okay? That is where your soul lives. That is where you live. So on one end, don't take it so seriously as in feeling like it matters what it looks like, but take it seriously when you think of how it functions, because this vehicle, this vessel that you were given is beautiful in its own way, and it allows you to have this worldly experience. Only because you have this vessel, you're able to go different places, to see the world, to engage with other human beings on this earthly plane. So treat it with respect and make sure that you're making it become more healthy rather than putting it down just because it doesn't fit into society's silly standards. Your body puts in so much work every single day to keep you alive. It fights off, wards off different bacteria every day. It fights off disease. It fights off everything. It alerts you when you need to drink, when you need to eat, to keep you going. Honor this vessel and honor your body. I can see here in the Mystic that when it comes to outer body experiences, this is something that you shouldn't be too surprised about if it happens sooner rather than later for you, group number 2. So some type of transcendental experience where you feel as though you're having an outer body experience, where you feel like you are becoming nothing and no time, nowhere, no space. You're just pure consciousness, kind of. That is one thing that I see in the mystic that you're going to have a little taste of. I do see here in the creator that you're going to feel like you're so much closer to source. And my channel is all inclusive, so it doesn't matter if you follow a certain religion or whether you believe in the universe or whether you're an atheist. I want you to know here in the creator that you will feel so much closer to what you believe is the source, or what you believe is the reason why we're here. And if that's no reason at all, then you're becoming so much closer to just that pure consciousness, not being anything in particular at all. I see that it's all about not discriminating your experience. Here we have the siren. I do want you to know here in the siren that you may feel drawn to kind of self-sabotaging. Let me just be honest with you, group number 2. There is no way to say this in like a sweet way, and I don't want to sugarcoat it. I just want to be honest with you. Here in the siren, I do want you to know that self-sabotaging is something that you may tend to do just out of fear, because this experience, this mystical type of experience, is something that you haven't encountered before, and fear is a very natural human emotion. So don't discriminate it or beat yourself down for reacting in a way where you kind of like push back and you're like, oh, this is really weird, I don't want to be around this anymore. Group number 2, that is normal and that's natural, but also remind yourself to just be there, okay? To just observe. Nothing's gonna happen. The fact that you're able to connect with yourself on a more pure plane is actually just going to allow for you to create more of what you want. Because when we're so busy repeating the same pattern that we've been taught ever since we were children, we just become carbon copies of either our parents or of what society wants us to be. But when you really allow yourself to open up to possibility and you take moments to pause and to see what else is out there, that's when you're able to create your own reality rather than be a carbon copy of somebody else or what society wants you to be. I can see here in the seed that your angels are trying to alert you that very soon there will be a new mindset that's planted into your head. There will be this seed that's just bestowed upon you, that's put into your life, that's going to grow into something big, that's going to grow into something substantial. So don't hold on too desperately to who you are now, and remind yourself that growth and evolving and having inexplicable feelings and just things that occur in your life, whether it's feeling like you're connecting with your angels or spirits or the universe, or whether you feel like some miracles just can't be coincidences, let yourself experience that. We only have one life, and I feel like a lot of us lead our lives as though we still have one in the closet. We still have another life in the pantry that we can just take out like a can of tomato sauce, open that up and, cook up a new life. No, and we need to make sure that we experience all of it, that we feel all of it, and that we're unafraid to lead our lives 100% however we desire to. I can see here in the amber that it's all about you taking a deep breath, exhaling and releasing this anxiety that you may feel, especially when you come to the realization that there is so much more out there. So your angels, group number 2, want you to ensure that you're not becoming like overwhelmed, that you're not feeling overly anxious. And that's maybe also why you subconsciously felt drawn to the Celestite, group number 2, because you need something to calm you. You need something to bring you down a notch so that your heart isn't racing so quickly, so that you don't feel overwhelmed at little things or just things that are actually really exciting. I can see here in the Malachite that last but not least, your angels want to communicate to you that there's a positive shift in your flow of divine support. So group number 2, if you've been asking yourself when you're finally going to hit that jackpot, when things are going to turn more positive and you're going to have more opportunities than you feel like you can even choose from, now's the time. This flow, this shift in your divine support is taking place now, and the Wheel of Fortune is the card that is all about that. It's all about things constantly changing. Where there's an up means that there's a down. So it's not so much about where you stand on this Wheel of Fortune, it's more about how you choose to see things. The grass may look a lot greener from up here or over here, but when you're standing on the other side of the wheel, all of a sudden things may shift. So see your now and see all of the experiences that you're being given as a gift, even if they can sometimes bring up very difficult emotions. And know that your angels want you to make sure that you catch yourself the next time you try to self-sabotage, and that you make sure that you enjoy this positive shift in your divine support that's occurring and that's coming towards you. Now, group number 2, this is a reading that I received for you. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little flower emoji down below in the comment section if you made it to the end. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Geode, group number 3. Let's do a quick close-up of your stone, shall we? This is the beautiful Geode. This is one of my absolute favorite crystals because it helps amplify and bring out the energies of all the other crystals that are surrounding it. But let's move into your reading to see exactly what urgent angel messages are present for you. So we have the 8 of Cups as well as the 2 of Swords. So group number 3, I can immediately see here within the 2 of Swords that it's all about you making a decision, and you have to do so intuitively. And I can see here in the 2 of Swords in conjunction to the 8 of Cups that your angels know that you are already fully aware of what difficult decision it is that you need to make, whether it is leaving a partner, whether it is finding your own way and moving to a different country, just telling your family to back off and get out of your business. I can see here in the 8 of Cups that walking away is really the only thing that you can do right now. And your angels want you to know that if that is what you feel like you need to do, you don't need to reason, you don't need to worry about displeasing anybody, but you have to make sure that you're taking care of your own needs and that your own life and goals are being met and are being chased, because at the end of the day, you can't fulfill somebody else's needs. They need to do so for themselves as well. I can see here in the 7 of Crystals that your angels want you to know that you may face a little bit of adversity. You may feel like you're fighting a battle all by yourself, okay? And this is especially difficult when you make a decision that other people do not agree with, but you know that it's just what you want to do. And that's where in the 7 of Crystals, it can feel like you're battling against adversity. It can feel like you're all by yourself. It can be a very lonely type of battle. But I do see here in the Ace of Cups that you will be rewarded, and that's something that your angels want to point out to you. Yes, it's going to be difficult to cut yourself loose from anything that's been holding you back from your success, but I can see here in the Ace of Cups that it's going to be beyond worth it, group number 3. So don't be afraid and know that you have new beginnings on the horizon for you already. Next, we have the Queen of Diamonds. So in the Queen of Diamonds, I see that you were meant to be successful, and that is one of the urgent messages that your angels have for you. So group number 3, if you've recently been told that you weren't good enough, or you've been feeling like maybe you're not supposed to have this life that you desire, maybe your dreams are far too big, I want you to know here in the Queen of Diamonds that that is complete nonsense, and that your angels urgently want to communicate to you here in the Queen of Diamonds that you are meant to be a success with the career path that you're wanting to choose, with what it is that you want to do in the earthly realms. And furthermore, you're meant to teach others on your path as well. The 9 of Cups, this is one of the most favorable cards of the entire tarot, group number 3. So congratulations on receiving the 9 of Cups. This is also known as the wish card. And the wish card is all about being able to make a wish and it miraculously coming true. So it's almost like manifestation, but it's not a miracle. It's not just positive thinking. It's priming your mind to look for solutions to a problem. So rather than thinking like, well, that's too big, I can't accomplish that anyways, you're priming yourself to think, well, how can I? How can I do this? Because I do think that it is possible. So your mind will automatically look for ways to make it become a reality, because you're going from thinking that something great is impossible to knowing that it is possible. Next, we have the Sun, another really favorable card for you, group number 3. I just want you to know here that your reading has so far been a highly favorable one, and it really shows that what you need to do is enjoy life. What you need to do is believe in yourself. What you need to do is dream bigger. That is one of the urgent messages that I have here for you, group number 3. So in your reading, it's not necessarily just about making decisions and sticking to them without fear of prosecution, but at the same time, just enjoying your life and knowing that your life is amazing, that it's fabulous, that it's awesome, and to not let yourself go any day without feeling like this can be the best day of my life if I just want it to be. We have the Nectar next. So for many people, you are like the light of people's lives, okay? When you enter a room, the mood immediately softens, the mood immediately becomes more illuminated, lighter, if you will. So that is one thing that I see here in the Nectar, but that also often makes you a target of people who are selfish or who want to take. I can see here in Thanatos that you have to be very careful when it comes to that, because when the wrong person leeches onto you and you don't even realize or recognize that this is somebody who is just here to take and take and take, then you may end up feeling really depleted and absolutely not like yourself. So your angels are trying to point out to you in the Eight of Cups that for you especially, it is really important that you go through your friendships, okay? Just pick your phone out right now or go through your call log and look at the last people who called you. Like, do you love every single number that called you? Do you feel good about it? Do you feel like this is somebody that you want to hear from? Go into your messages. How do your last 5 people that you were in contact with, how do they make you feel? Do they make you feel valued? Do they make you feel loved? Or do they make you feel kind of insecure, not good enough? Or do they feel as though they're always kind of like looking over you with a bit of like a, what are you doing? You know what I mean, group number 3. So it's important for you to make sure that the people who you spend the most time with and the people who you allow access to your energy are people who are influencing you in a great way and allowing you to shine, allowing you to have this sun-like energy. Next, we have the Offering as well as the Underworld. So group number 3, in the Underworld, you're being called to let go of the past. Yes, somebody may have been there for you at one point in time. That's why you're still friends with them, or that's why you're still putting up with their BS. But I can see here in the Underworld, like, you have to let go of that. Just because they have been through difficulty and adversity, or they've helped you at some point in the past, that does not justify them treating you unfairly or in a bad manner now. I can see here in the Offering that it's important for you to offer yourself this opportunity to step away, to move away. That's one thing that I see in the Eight of Cups as well as the Two of Swords. You intuitively know. Even sitting here watching this video, like, you don't need to watch the whole video to know exactly who I'm talking about. You don't need to watch this whole thing to understand what your angels want you to cut loose from, what your angels want you to free yourself from in order to be able to reach your highest potential and be at peace with yourself and every social contact that you have around you. Life isn't about drama, but when you are filled in a room with people who are about that, or if you're allowing for media to get close to you that only embraces the negatives, all of a sudden that almost seems like it's the norm when it's not. We're not meant to be living in stress or in fight or flight mode our entire lives. That is what causes disease, anxiety, depression. Know that you can cure a lot of those things by regaining your mental strength, as well as limiting who has access to your energy, because we're all energy and it's important for you to protect yours. Now, group number 3, these are the messages that your angels urgently wanted to communicate with you. I really hope that they resonated and that they hit home for you. Make sure that you leave a little moon emoji down below in the comment section if you made it to the end, to let me and others know. Now, group number 3, know that I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for sharing this divine time and space with me, and I'll see you in another one of my videos. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the orange calcite, group number 4. Let's do a quick close-up of your crystal. So this is what your crystal looks like. If my camera would focus. There we go. So this is what your crystal looks like. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love its beautiful cognac color. Now you may have chosen this crystal for its name, but you may have also intuitively chosen it because this is a crystal that imbues warmth. This is a crystal that provides you with support, which is maybe what you desperately need, group number 4. Let's figure out what angel messages are present for you right now. We have the Fool as well as the Sun. So these are both really favorable cards, group number 4. So congratulations on that. First off, I can see here that your angels want to suggest to you to start a new journey, to embark on a new adventure. That is one thing that I see here in the Fool. Look at how you're just having fun. You're leaping, you're taking leaps of faith, and you're doing so instinctually. That is why the dog is present. The dog is not just a trusty companion, but it is also a symbol of intuition and of your natural instinct. I do see here in the Sun that the more you can leap, the more you can adventure, the more you can free yourself from any constraints, the better life is going to feel for you, group number 4. So ensure that you're partaking in all of this fun and that you're taking some risks every now and then, because at the end of the day, life is always about taking risks. I mean, nothing is guaranteed. So when you have to take risks all your life anyway, group number 4, take some risks that are worthwhile. Take some risks where you're risking, you know, reaching your dreams, having your dream love life, your dream relationships present in your life. Why just take risks with things that bore you or with things that you think are more safe? What's the worst that could happen? You don't reach your goal this time. Well, great. You try again and you'll eventually get there. But with no risks, come absolutely no changes, which means that growth, success, as well as accomplishing dreams is difficult if you don't take risks, if not impossible. We have the Queen of Swords next, group number 4, and I want you to know here in the Queen of Swords that this is somebody who is really strong and outspoken. This is somebody who is very intelligent and smart. So you may see yourself in the Queen of Swords. This is an air sign, so think Libra, think Aquarius, think Gemini. This is somebody who inspires you to learn to stand up for yourself, as well as to make decisions where you're taking calculated risks, group number 4. So calculated risks means, of course, everything comes with a risk. Some risks are bigger than others, some are smaller. So the Queen of Swords is urging you to allow yourself to take that next step towards your dream and do it in a very calculated way. If you, for example, want to start your own business and the next step is just setting up a website, you know, get a domain. Get like a website builder, talk to somebody who can build websites. Just take that next step that is as risk-free as possible, but is still getting you closer to your goal. And that way you can almost like trick yourself to success if you put everything down into like little micro steps rather than seeing the big picture of, oh, I'm trying to build a whole business. I can see here in the King of Swords that your angels want to communicate to you that air sign energy is what you can benefit from right now. So if you have an air sign that is close to you, or you're an air sign yourself, embrace that side of you. And with air sign energy, I mean energy that is logical, that is outspoken, that is quick, witty, smart, and really great at telling stories and communication. I can see here in the Seven of Cups that it's all about the choices that you make and ensuring that you're not making choices just based on a current emotional state. So group number 4, while your emotions are worth celebrating, really valuable and precious, it is also important for you to keep in mind here in the Queen of Swords as well as the King of Swords that your angels think that right now you have to keep your emotions under control and make decisions when you're in a calm state, when you're in a state where you're thinking in a rational and intuitive way. So just picture yourself receiving really amazing news. Picture yourself receiving really sad news. Those two emotional states, those two extremes, that is not a time when you should be making decisions. That is what your angels are trying to communicate to you, because in the next days or weeks, there will be this really high or very low where you might want to make a rash decision without really thinking it through, but your angels angels have led you to this reading. Your angels have led you to this video for a reason, in order to communicate to you to not do that. Under no circumstances should you make any decisions without thinking them through properly and being sure. I can see here in the Six of Swords that this is a transition. You may have made a lot of decisions in the past coming from a very spontaneous place and from a place of being impulsive, but I do see here in the Six of Swords that your angels want to communicate to you that things are changing. You're moving from being more impulsive and more emotional in an uncontrollable way to figuring out exactly when it's appropriate to allow your emotions to make decisions, and when it makes more sense for you to just take a step back and wait until you've thought things through. Next, we have the Moonstone. Now, the Moonstone is one of my absolute favorite crystals. I do want you to know here in the Moonstone that your angels are trying to point out to you to be extra aware of your inner knowingness, to be extra cautious of what your gut feeling or your sixth sense, also known as your intuition, is trying to communicate to you. So what do you feel like your sixth sense is trying to say to you right now? That is one thing that is trustworthy. That's what your angels are trying to communicate to you, to not second guess your intuition and to know that your intuition always wants what's best for you. Next, we have the Amber. So in the Amber, I want you to know, group number 4, that one of the urgent messages that your angels have for you in this reading is to take a deep breath, to exhale. So, okay, exhale, release. So think of everything that you don't want to deal with when you're taking that inhale, okay? So maybe it's really terrible family members. I hope you're inhaling, group number 4, okay? Maybe it's a friend who betrayed you. Maybe it's a partner that's not treating you the way that you want to. So now that you've taken all that air in, okay, take that deep breath in, hold it for a moment, and when you exhale, don't exhale yet, okay, you're still holding. When you exhale, just release it, let go of it. Picture you letting go of all of that pent-up emotion, anger, frustration, fear, hurt. Let it go in that breath. Let it just dissipate into nothing, because carrying that around with you on your shoulders or on your heart, which, by the way, I hope that you've exhaled. I don't want to be responsible for any of you not breathing. So exhale, you know what I mean? And just remind yourself of how freeing that can be, how liberating it can be to simply use something like your breath to control your emotional state, to simply know that this is a tool that is always with you. Nobody can take it away from you, and you can use that in order to control your inner being and your emotions and to let go of things, to get them off of your shoulder and off of your chest. Next, we have the Appetite. Now, in the Appetite, your angels are communicating to you. It's about progress, group number 4. Yes, you're going to most likely already be thinking about that thing really shortly thereafter. But the more you practice, the more progress that you make, the closer you get to a place of feeling free, of being free of any type of depression or feelings of stress that you usually would have had. It's all about practice. If managing the mind would be easy, everybody would be able to do it, and we would live in a way better world, right? Stress would not even be a word. It would not even have an existence, a foothold in our society. So do know here in the Appetite that your angels are trying to communicate to you that it's all about progress and not perfection. It's all about working on it, being consistent, and reminding yourself that the chances that you have are endless. So don't be afraid of what will happen if you don't succeed. Anyone who is successful has failed. Anybody who you look up to has been through rough times, but it's about how many times that they picked themselves back up and believed in themselves again. Just think about it. Somebody whose life that you do not desire, that person has most likely been knocked down, and they've stayed down, and they've maybe stayed down for months or even years, just talking about what happened to them and all of the adversity that they had to face and how unfair life has been to them, how unfairly they've been treated. And it's like, yeah, when you get knocked down, you can be down for like 30 seconds, but you can also be down for 30 years and keep talking about that. And it's like, look, you could have gotten up, okay? Just because you've been knocked down doesn't mean that everything is still holding you down. You were knocked down once. It's not like the world is holding you down and pushing you down. You can get up. Nobody is telling you to stay down. And that is one thing that your angels are trying to make you aware of, also in people around you. Don't surround yourself with people like that. I can see here in Saint Germain that it's all about karma releasing, and you don't want to be around somebody who has bad karma. You don't want to be around somebody who has negative energetic vibes and traits, as I can see here in Odin, that is clouding your psychic insight. Group number 4, you may or may not yet be aware of this within yourself, but psychic insight is something that a lot more of us have access to than we believe. But you have to open yourself up. You have to allow your third eye to be open, your intuition to be something that you're accessing, that gut feeling. You must make sure that you're not thinking to yourself, well, you know, it's just a gut feeling, so it doesn't really matter. To actually take note of those sensations and to follow your intuition, because psychic insight is all about following intuition. It's all about following inner and divine guidance instead of dismissing it, which is what our society has taught us to do, which is really detrimental. Because just think about it here in The Fool, we talked about the dog being a symbol of your natural instinct. Humans for thousands of years, for tens of thousands of years, have had to rely on their instinct to keep themselves safe, to even make it to this point in history. And the more that we lose listening to our instinct, and the more that society kind of ridicules it, the more we live in a world where it's just all very mechanical. It's just all cookie cutter in a way, if you know what I mean. So remind yourself of how your ancestors had to listen to their instinct, whether it was to be able to feed themselves, to clothe themselves, to find shelter, to find water. Those are all things that they instinctually had to do, and they were successful. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. Otherwise, we would have gone extinct a long time ago. So our intuition is something we should honor and something that we should take into our day-to-day life rather than try to just push down and push away, really. Last but not least, we have the Holy Spirit. Now, group number 4, this is a beautiful way to end your angel messages, because the Holy Spirit is a card that stands for expecting miracles. The Holy Spirit is a card that reminds you that only love is real, that miracles occur naturally, that this is something that is just a part of life if you allow it to be, and that love is the only real thing. To forget about everything that you've been taught every now and again, and to just lean into your feelings, to lean into what feels good, and to allow yourself to just embrace what feels like love rather than obligation of what you should be doing and the hustle you should be following and the way you should be presenting yourself. Listen to what feels like love, and you will find that there is a lot of answers within that. There's a lot of wisdom within listening to love when living in a time when everybody wants information, but everyone is kind of like so starved of wisdom. Now, group number 4, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section, as well as leave a little dog emoji down below in the comment section. We spoke about that a lot in The Fool, and its meaning, its symbolism, its significance. So group number 4, I hope that you're doing amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this sacred space with me, and I'll see you in another one of my videos.